All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and continue on with finding the area of rectangles with mixed by mixed, and fraction by fraction side lengths. So this first one has 3 different sections, and then we're going to do our last one. It says Colleen and Caroline each build a rectangle out of square tiles that placed in 3 rows of 5. Colleen used tiles that measured 1 2/3 centimeters in length. Caroline used tiles that measured 3 1/3 centimeters in length. And it says to draw the girls' rectangles and label the lengths and widths of each. So I'm going to divide this up, and I'm going to first put Colleen. Okay, and I'm going to draw Colleen's rectangle. Okay, and they placed it in 3 rows of 5. So 3 rows of 5. Colleen used tiles that measured 1 2/3. So here's that 3 rows of 5. Okay, but when she did this, she used tiles that measured 1 2/3 centimeters in length. Okay, and so when I look at this, this one right here is going to be 1 2/3, and this is 1 2. 1 2/3. Okay, so then the same thing, Caroline made the same thing. She made rows of 3 and 5 of them. Okay, and I'm just going to put this over here that her tiles she used measured 3 1/3 centimeters. Okay, so then it says what are the areas of the rectangles in square centimeters. So basically what I need to do is I need to figure out what each of these lengths and widths are going to be before I can solve this. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of math here. So I'm going to do 1 2/3, and I actually want to multiply this by 1 2/3, and then I want to do the same thing. I'm actually going to kind of make this easy on myself. And I'm actually going to say for this one, when I do 1 2/3 plus 1 2/3 plus 1 2/3, I get 1 2 3, and then I get 2 4 6/3, and 6/3 is actually going to equal 2, so this is going to equal a total of 6. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing, 1 2/3, 1 2/3, 1 2/3, 1 2/3, and I'm just going to count this up. I could multiply it if I wanted to, but I'm just going to count it up. I get 1 2 3 4 5, and then I get 2 4 6 8 10 thirds. And when I look at this, then that's going to actually be 8 1/3. Okay, let me make sure that that's right. 15, 25, 24, 25 thirds. Okay, so this is what those are going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and find the area of that one, which is going to be 8 1/3 times 6. And I'm going to just convert this. 8 times 3 is 24 plus 1 is 25 thirds times 6. Okay, so I'm going to get my scratch piece of paper out. So 25 times 6, 0, carry my 3, 12, 13, 14, 15, 150 thirds. And I'm going to do 150 divided by 3. The area would equal 50 centimeters squared. Actually, no, that's supposed to be, this one's supposed to be 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. I was multiplying up there, guys. I'm sorry. So this should be times 5. 5 times 5. Sorry, guys, I made a big error. All right, 125 times 5 is 125 thirds. There we go. I made the error. So 125 divided by 3 goes in 4 minus 12 bring down my 5, goes in 1 time, minus 3, 2. The answer is 2/3. So the area of hers is 41 2/3 centimeters squared. Okay, so then for Caroline, we're going to do the same thing. And honestly, guys, I just would rather add these up. So when I add this up, I get 3, 6, 9, and 1, 2, 3/3, which is actually going to equal 10. Okay, so now I'm going to do area equals 10 times. And then this one I'm going to do 3 1/3, and I'm actually going to add it 5 times. So I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, because I'm adding those up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/3, which actually equals 16 2/3. So 16 2/3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and on my scratch piece of paper, I am going to do 16 times 3. Let's see here. 16 times 3 is 8, 48, 49, 50 thirds. So then 10 times 50 is actually going to give me 500 thirds. Okay, so I'm going to do 500 divided by 3. This goes in 1 time, minus 3 equals 20, because I'm bringing down that 0. 3 goes into 20 6 times, minus, 18 equals 20 again. And I'm going to say 6 times again equals 20, or 18, goodness, and I get 2, so it's going to be 2/3. So my area is going to be 166 2/3 centimeters squared, okay? Then it says to compare the areas of the rectangle. Well, the areas of the rectangle are different, and Caroline's is definitely way bigger, because when I look at the tile that she used, the tiles right here, Colleen's tiles are a lot smaller than Caroline's. Colleen's are only 1 2/3. Caroline's is 3 1/3. So it's almost a whole, almost 2 holes bigger than Caroline's. So that's the reason why our areas are different. They have the same exact rectangle, but their size of their tiles were different. It says a square has a perimeter of 51 inches. And remember, perimeter equals length plus width plus length plus width. Okay, so if I want to take this and figure out what each of the sides are going to be, I'm actually going to take 51 divided by 4. 1 minus 4 equals 1. Bring down my 1. 4 goes into 11 2 times. I'm going to subtract 8, 3/4. Okay, so that basically means that each of these sides is going to be 12 3/4. 12 3/4. 12 3/4. Okay, to find the area, I'm going to take 12 3/4, and I'm going to multiply it by 12 3/4. Okay, I'm going to convert this into that improper fraction, and luckily, because they're all the same, I just have to figure this out once. So 12 times 4 is going to be 8. 48 plus 3 is going to be 51/4 times 51/4. I know my denominator is going to be 16, so I need to do 51 times 51. It's 1 times 1, 5, 0, 5, 25 equals 1, 0, carry the 1, 6, 2. So 2601. And I want to divide it by 16. So again, I'm going to use this paper. I'm actually going to do this way. 2601 divided by 16. So 16. Okay, that goes in 6 times. Minus 96 equals 10. 4, bring down my 1, 16 times 3, too much, 16 times 2 is 32. Oh, minus 32 over here, 4, 3, 11 minus 2 is 9, 9/16. So the area is going to equal 162 9/16 inches squared. Okay, so make sure that when you're doing this, you're going to be doing a lot of that multiplying and dividing.